My name is Dorothy de Beck, daughter of the great departed fighter ace Guillaume de Beck. My friends call me Didi. Actually, when all this began back in July 41, I had only one friend, Tommy Carter. He'd flown with my father in the Great War. Tommy raised me. He joked that God had forgotten to give me feathers. On my 14th birthday, he told me, "I've never known anyone so uncomfortable on the ground, but so at peace in the air." I probably shouldn't have been flying at that age, but Tommy didn't seem to care. He wanted to teach me, and I wanted to learn. Tommy and I had survived well enough back then. We smuggled, bartered, and stole, taking any job that required a pilot. But the war changed everything. The world was on fire and the flames were closing in around us. The skies were no longer safe. But Tommy was right about me. There was no way I was staying on the ground.
Didi, you're back. How's it look?
It looks very much as though we should be minding our own business, Tommy.
The group leader's offer is generous. And Didi, this is war. It affects us as much as anyone else if the fascists gain power.
I'm a smuggler, Tommy. A profiteer, not a folk hero. This isn't like your last war. This is altogether messier. I'm approaching Tobruk, and any fool who shoots me down also destroys 12 cases of single malt. That would be a tragedy.
Didi, your father, he would say to fight.
My father is dead, Thomas. Over and out.
Okay, Didi, just bring your bus down into Tobruk. Try not to attract too much attention, okay? We'd hate to lose that Van Blanc Anglaise. Sorry, Didi. You can't land yet. You're gonna have to plug those Luftwaffe planes. Here, the group leader wants a word. As a gesture of goodwill, I've arranged a little surprise for those Jerrys. If you need help, Head toward the marked ambush point. McIntyre out. You heard the man. Act like a mouse, bag yourself a cat. Well. Of course, I expected no less for the Beck. The group leader flew with your father, Dee. I need good pilots, Mr. Beck. I have squadrons trained in aerial combat, but sometimes the war effort requires more finesse. You will be well paid for your services, I can assure you. Money, Dee. We could hire that Aussie Akemmer I mentioned. Can't fly if your wings are broken.
If I agree, will you let me land? Our resources dwindling, Tommy and I decided to recruit a maverick mechanic called Clive Greer, an Australian by birth, a wanderer by inclination, a drunk by character. No one else would take him, and he took pay in whiskey, which worked well for us at the time. I didn't expect a neatly pressed uniform and a brisk salute, but Clive still came as a shock. His overalls looked as though they'd been dragged down the runway and back, and he smelled as though he drank more fuel than he had put in the planes. But for all my misgivings, there was something about him that appealed. Like us, he was an outsider, a reject, trapped in the middle of somebody else's war. Give him a weekend and a pile of scrap and Clive can make a bathtub fly rings around a Messerschmitt, Tommy promised. And, like a good girl, I trusted his instincts. For better or worse, we had our mechanic.
Ahmed has contraband for us, some motor parts. Clive can use a few and we can flog the rest. Ahmed's waiting at the usual rendezvous point, but the sky's thick with Luftwaffe. Fly low, stay out of sight, okay?
Ah, they've seen me.
Jig's up then. Looks like it's a fight. Grim news, Mr. Beck. Reports of Nazi spies operating on the southeast of Tobruk. It would seem that they're part of our resupply difficulties.
It would certainly explain the recent Luftwaffe presence.
Precisely. A direct assault could get bloody. But if you can find their hideout, you can take them out cleanly. Months ago, I flew over a small oasis in that area. Might be worth checking out.
I see something. Yes, this is it. You were right, Tommy.
If anyone tries to escape, stop them, De Beck. We can't afford to lose them now.